I'm the king of rock, there is none higher. Some MCs should call me sire. To run my kingdom, you must choose fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire. Now we rock the party and go correct. All sets are on time and rhyme connect. Got the right to flow and to elect. Another rapper can't stand us, but give us respect. I wanna rock. Riders on the storm. And the music was good and the music was loud.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV for another round of the Stars Motorsports UMP Modified Series. Tonight we come to the Lucas Oil Speedway. UMP's first up on the program, then we will dive into the super late models. It should be a good show. No qualifying on the program, so straight up into a randomized heat race. There'll be 2 heats on the program. Everybody will go straight through to the show. We'll have a 3 or 5 minute warm-up session. Then we'll get straight into the 40-lap main event here to come. Thanks to Stars Motorsports, Animal Racing, and everybody at 3D Racing as well, and everybody involved putting on this series. Heat race number 1 will line up like this. Jesse Ingram lines up in the 777 machine from position number 1. From position number 2, that is Sean Pointer in car number 20. Position number 3, inside the second row, that's Brandon Gibbs. Joey Reeder lines up at a position at number 4. Third row to the inside, Michael Massey from position number 5. Brett Cordell in the 93 from position number 6. And Brian Auto lines up out of position number 7. 7 cars, heat race number 1 on the program. 2 heats only. Then we'll move into... Oh, there we go. Looks like someone is having some problems. Joey Reeder got some issues there in the 011 entry. So, 2 heats. Winner of this one will start from position number 4 in tonight's main event. The feature race inversion is 4. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Heat race number 1 here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. The Stars Motorsports UMP Modified Series. We are green. It'll be Pointer and Ingram leading the field down into turn number 1 and 2. Pointer to the outside. Ingram works back to the inside. They'll drag race and it's 2 by 2. Cordell and Gibbs, they work side by side down into turn number 3 and 4. Ingram getting a little tight now. He'll now lose the race lead. He'll relinquish that lead to Sean Pointer in car number 20 now. The 34 entry of Brandon Gibbs. He'll move up to position number 2. So move Brandon Gibbs up to the runner-up position. Second place finisher will start outside the front row in tonight's main event. Will start position number 2. Pointer continues to lead the way from Gibbs, Cordell and Ingram. Gibbs and Cordell now they work down into 3 and 4. Cordell on the inside of Gibbs. Gibbs works it back just above the slick and right through the middle he goes. 3 down, 5 to run. Heat race number 1 of 2. Sean Pointer leads the way in car number 20p. There is your top 4 on screen. Michael Massey rounds out the top 5. Brian Auto to round out the 6 cars in heat number 1 with Joey Reeder facing some mechanical issues in the opening heat, so hopefully he'll be able to get that 011 machine back out onto the racetrack for the main event tonight. But we work through 1 and 2 and down the back straight away. Sean Pointer going to be under some heavy pressure right now, nearly 3 wide down into turns 3 and 4. We go off turn 4, and there's a bit of contact between Gibbs and Pointer, but they keep it going in the right direction. Cordell still working that inside groove through 1 and 2. Still working it back down somewhat through the middle of the raceway. It's bottom to mid-track right now for the 93. He'll relinquish that second spot. May even relinquish third because here comes Jesse Ingram in the 777 machine. Slide jump for the race lead. 3 wide as they make their way down out of turn number 2. And there's contact. Ingram goes down to the inside. Ingram going to move back to position number 2. Will they get the white flag before the yellow comes out? No, we will go yellow. Sean Pointer will go from the front to the back. Oh boy. Things getting dicey in heat race number 1. Let's take a look at your NLRA instant replay on screen. So there's a slider from Ingram. Pointer work back to the inside, and unfortunately you just see the 20p. There was a little contact, and unfortunately just stopping. Yellow gets thrown, and unfortunately the 20p will be faced and told to go to the tail end of the field. Again, a big thank you to, of course, Stars Motorsports, Animal Racing, 3D Racing for their support with the series. Again, it's a nice, quick, easy 2 shows. They run the UMP modifieds then in probably about 45, 50 minutes time. As long as there's enough time, they generally they sort of keep the extended practice session open just in case the UMP modifieds run a little over schedule. They'll run super late models to wrap up the double header. Of course, you've seen last week at the Knoxville Raceway. You're seeing tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway. Let's see what happens here. Heat race number 1. Green-white checker situation. Tomorrow night, big night, the Pro Dirt. Second, we'll get back to that one in a moment. Green flag is back out. in heat number 1. And it's Brandon Gibbs in the 34B machine, who started inside that second row. He's leading the way. If he wins this one, he's only got to hang on for one more circle around the Lucas Oil Speedway. He will start from position number 4 in tonight's main event. Meanwhile, Brett Caudle, who was slated to start position number 6 in this one, has now found his way into position number 2. Now going to try and challenge for the race lead behind the racing flag. Going to wave that checkered flag, and it is out. Heat race number 1 is done. Brandon Gibbs will come away with the victory from Brett Caudle home in second. Third will go to Jesse Ingram, Michael Massey in fourth, Brian Auto to round out your top 5, Sean Pointer to be the 6th and final car. That will find himself in heat race number 1. Of course, Joey Reeder was the 7th car, but unfortunately, again, he just faced those mechanical issues as we get set to take a look at heat number 1 results on screen. There it is. Brandon Gibbs, your winner, from Brett Caudle home in second. Jesse Ingram third. Michael Massey fourth. Brian Auto fifth. Sean Pointer sixth. And Joey Reeder in position number 7. Heat race number 2 will line up like this. And starting from the pole position, that is Wesley Gwaltney in the 81 machine. To the outside of the front row, Clayton Hack from position number 2. Position number 3 will be Clifford Driscoll. Chris Cox in position number 4. Brian Wax from position number 5. And Donald Ingram will line up and make it a 6-car field in heat number 2. So tomorrow night, Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Models round 2 at I-55 Speedway. Looking forward to that one. Catch all the action live across the social media pages here on Ultimate Dirt TV from about 9 o'clock Eastern. But for now, and for tonight, we worry about the Stars Motorsports UMP Modifieds and Super Late Models here on the program. Thanks to Stars Motorsports, 3D Racing. I want to say there's Vicious Graphics as well, and of course Animal Racing as well, as you see there on the top right of your screen. Heat number 2, winner will start from position 3 in tonight's main event. The second place finisher will find themselves starting from the pole. Green flag is out. And it's Gwaltney down into turn 1 and 2. He'll slide up in front of Clayton Hack. Hack now going to try and go back to the inside. No, gets up onto the rear bump of the 81. Meanwhile, here comes Clifford Driscoll now in car 63, working to the inside. They race off turn number 4. Lap number 1 belongs to Wesley Gwaltney. Clayton Hack still runs in second position, but here comes Driscoll once again in that 3D Racing car number 63, trying to power back down to the inside, down into turn number 3 and 4. He'll slide up, but not going to have enough to get by Clayton Hack here in heat race number 2. 3 wide, Cox to the inside on Driscoll, down into 1 and 2, so the battle is on for 3rd, 4th and 5th position now, because here comes Donald Ingram, going to make it a 3-car battle for that 3rd, 4th and 5th position on the racetrack. Brian Wax watching this battle unfold in front of him right now as we go down into turn number 1 and 2, Cox and Driscoll. Cox has got the run on the inside, but Driscoll still holds strong and firm on the outside of the racetrack. Here comes Ingram now in car number 10. Trying to make his way, trying to advance forward in tonight's heat race number 2. We're halfway home, 4 down and 4 to run. Ingram in car 10, Cox in the 515, Driscoll in car number 63. Lap number 5 is in the books, and Wesley Gwaltney continues to lead the way from Clayton Hack in the runner-up position. So as it stands, Wesley Gwaltney will start position number 3 in tonight's main event. Clayton Hack will lead the 40-lap main event to the green flag, but he's got to finish in second position if you want to lead the field to the drop of the green in tonight's main event. We've only got 2 laps left to run, and right now, Driscoll would start position number 5. Start 5 or 6. He'll be starting on the 3rd row, that's for sure. As Gwaltney, white flag is out, 1 to run for your race leader in car number 81. And that exiled Sim Racing number 81 into turns 3 out of turn number 4 behind the racing flag, and will wave the checkered flag in heat race number 2. Wesley Gwaltney will be victorious. Clayton Hack home in 2nd. Clifford Driscoll 3rd. Chris Cox 4th. Brandon Ingram going to round out your top 5. We don't go to the B mains because there is no need for the consolation race. We go straight to a 3-minute warm-up session. And we go straight to your Stars Motorsports UMP Modified Heat number 2 results. Thanks to 3D Racing, Animal Racing, Wesley Gwaltney gets the job done over Clayton Hackholm in second position. Clifford Driscoll in third. Chris Cox fourth. Donald Ingram going to round up the top five, and Brian Wax, will come home in position number 6. As that will be all for the heat races here tonight. Don't forget, after this one, we've still got some super late models to come on the program from right here at this very racetrack, the Lucas Oil Speedway. And I tell you what, when this track first came out, I was sort of 50-50 on it. Didn't know how to get around it. It took probably 2 and a bit months for me actually to go out and turn a lap on this racetrack. But like I say, this is becoming one of my favourite racetracks. You can really get up on that outside groove, especially in 3 and 4. You can get right up near that outside wall if the track has progressed to where it's slick enough to run up there. You basically run off the edge of the racetrack around here, and it makes it very difficult to also run around the bottom side of the racetrack. You've got to have that throttle control. You've got to be able to pitch the car in, keep it down there, because if you're not, well, it can be a very, very difficult time. But anyhow, we've got 90 seconds left on this warm-up session. What we're going to do, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Quick 30-second, we'll pay a bill. Thanks to our sponsors here at Ultimate Dirt TV. And we will be back in about 30 seconds time. We'll come back and talk about the Stars Motorsports UMP Modified main event to come. 40 laps on the board. But first, we'll step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV. And just like that, we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV, live across the social media pages, live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We've got them all covered for what is the second week of what we've covered here with the Stars Motorsports UMP Modified Series. Tonight, we are at Lucas Oil Speedway. Of course, last week, we travelled to the sprint car capital of the world, the Knoxville Raceway. Tomorrow night, the Pro Dirt Racing League Pro Late Models goes to the Federated Auto Parts at I-55 Speedway. Looking forward to that one for round number 2. But for tonight, we focus on the job at hand, which is the Stars Motorsports UMP Modified Series, as we get set to take a look here in a few moments' time once the cars start to make their way onto the racetrack. And it is now time to take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid for tonight's 40-lap main event. And well, let's go from the back, because there's only one person to start from that 13th position. That is Joey Reeder, should he make it back in time. So Joey Reeder will start position number 13. We go to the outside of the 6th row. That's position at number 12. That is Brian Wax. And Sean Pointer on the 20P will start from position at number 11. Position number 10, Donald Ingram in car number 10. To the inside, the 71, Brian Auto, at a position number 9. Chris Cox in the 515 from Des Moines, Iowa, will line up at a position number 8. And Michael Massey in car 45 will start from position number 7. Clifford Driscoll, car number 63, will start from position number 6. To the inside from position number 5, Jesse Ingram in the 777. Heat 1 winner, Brandon Gibbs, will start the 34 from position number 4. To the inside, Heat 2 winner in the 81, Wesley Gwaltney, from position number 3. And the two drivers on the front row, they finished runners-up in heat races number 1 and 2 from the outside of the front row. Driving car number 93, that is Brett Cordell. And to the inside from pole position, driving car number 43, make that car number 10, that'll be Clayton Hack. Oh, I was doing something. I was clicking on the wrong button. There we go. Make it the 51. Who's in the 10? The 10, that's Donald Ingram. Apologies. So who will take out what is the second week, what we've covered here for the Stars Motorsports UMP Modified Series. Waiting to go green. 40 laps is the distance here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. round number 2. Hack and Connell. We are green in tonight's main event here at Lucas Oil. And it's going to be Hack to lead the field down into 1 and 2. But here comes Wesley Gwaltney shooting by Brett Cordell for the runner-up position. Now Cordell going to try and look back to the inside, but there's a slide job there from Gwaltney. And unfortunately, Hack got into the back of him. Gwaltney goes around. Cordell keeps it going, and we go yellow. Take a look, NLRA. Instant replay. Gwaltney slides up in front of Hack. Hack gets into the back of him. Cordell nowhere to go. The 81, unfortunately, on the infield, facing somewhat pointed at the flag stand. And we go yellow very, very quickly. We come back to live pictures from the Lucas Oil Speedway. So it looks like Clayton Hack going to have lane choice in the 51. Nice to see Joey Reeder back out onto the racetrack in that 011 machine at the back of the field. So Hack in the 51, lane choice as the race leaders opted to start on the outside of the front row. And we'll get us back going. Green flag action, so we'll start lap number 2. Oh, excuse me. Cordell to the inside on Brandon Gibbs, down into 3 and 4. Gibbs has got the run. Everybody fighting for positions early on as we go yellow once again. So a tight little racetrack like the Lucas Oil Speedway is, and we do have a yellow on the raceway. I want to say maybe Joey Reeder, Wesley Gwaltney had a coming together. We'll take a look at the NLRA instant replay possibly. Is keep an eye on the 011. Yeah, just getting a little bump from behind by the 81. He somewhat kept it going, but I don't think race control would have been too happy with that one. So maybe race control has thrown the yellow. So we'll try and get these cars ready to rock and roll here once again at Lucas Oil. Green flag back out onto the racing surface as we still see Clayton Hack continues to lead the way from Brett Cordell in the 90, Brandon Gibbs in the 93, Brett Cordell in the 93, Gibbs in the 34, sorry, and there was a bit of contact on the exit of turn 4. Well, speaking of Cordell in the 93, he's going to go around, and unfortunately with these tighter racetracks, if there's just a little concertina effect, you're going to have no place to go. But Brett Cordell in caliber 93. Brian Auto had some problems as well, I believe, after the yellow. So I'll keep an eye on Brian Auto. There he is. In fact, that was The reason why he had stopped was just to try and avoid the 93 of Brett Cordell. And again, it all started on the exit at turn 4 and ended up stopping in turn number 1 and 2. And once again, big thank you to, of course, Stars Motorsports, Animal Racing, and of course 3D Racing for their support and putting on this league for these drivers to come in and run both UMP modifieds and of course the super late models. If you want to get involved, just maybe send the guys at 3D Racing a message or check out Stars Motorsports on Facebook. See how you can get involved if they're taking applications. So we're ready to fire off the UMP modifieds here at Lucas Oil one more time. We go to single file restart, and everybody inside the top 5 will work it to the outside of the slick through 1 and 2. Keeping an eye on Clifford Driscoll trying to get by Chris Cox, and then he's got Jesse Ingram to round out what is a third place finish, third place run in the early parts of this main event. Brandon Gibbs closing in on Clayton Hack for the race lead, but we watch Cox. Here comes Driscoll. Driscoll around the outside. Cox tried to slide up, but he needed to get up there a lot quicker than what he did, but maybe just fell in line, falling in line behind the 63. He knows that Driscoll is going to be one to watch in this 40-lap main event. We watch the battle up front for the race lead. Gibbs and Hack. Clayton Hack in car 51 is still holding on to the number 1 position. To the middle of the racetrack goes to 34B of Brandon Gibbs. Then you go back to Jesse Ingram in the 777 just to the right of your screen. So top 3 on screen. Ingram going to go down low down into 3 and 4. Now here comes Driscoll around the outside. Gibbs and Ingram, they made contact. And that opens up the third place runner now of Clifford Driscoll. At the completion of lap number 10, we are 1/4 of the race distance complete. It'll be 10 down and 30 to go. Clayton Hack still going to hold on to the number 1 position, but here goes Gibbs. Slide job down into 1. Hack will turn it back underneath him, and now he'll lose all sorts of momentum, and Clifford Driscoll patiently biding his time, now looking for the race lead, but will get shuffled back to position number 3. Brandon Gibbs goes back to the outside on Clifford Driscoll. Driscoll had to avoid the contact from Gibbs on your race lead of Hack, and here comes Sean Pointer from 11th to position number 3, and the 20P is around the outside. There's contact with Driscoll. Driscoll and Pointer on the exit of turn number 4. He had a big run. Now Pointer going to turn it down underneath the 34B entry of Brandon Gibbs as they'll drag race down into turn number 3. Pointer looking for an opportunity to slide up in front of Brandon Gibbs. Oh my, he is busy right now from 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th position, because here comes Wesley Gwaltney in car number 81. Remember, he took out the opening heat race of the night, had to start position number 4. He went to the tail end of the field. He's now driven back up inside, or almost inside the top 5, as he's in position number 6 for the moment as he goes down to the bottom side. Pointer down there as well, the 777 of Jesse Ingram holding on to a top 5 as Ingram goes through the middle. He'll slide it up above the slick on the exit of turn number 4. 25 laps to go, 15 down. Brandon Gibbs getting a little tight. He nearly got into the back of Clifford Driscoll in that number 63 machine. But as everybody are fighting for positions, they are doing well. Meanwhile, Gwaltney goes up to Jesse Ingram in the 777 machine. And Gwaltney, I believe, had position number 5 at the line. He'll slide up in front of Ingram. Ingram turns it back underneath, and this is what you want to see here at Lucas Oil. Slide jobs galore being thrown in the first 16, 17 laps. Meanwhile, there's a challenge on for the race lead. Clifford Driscoll dives low down into 1. He'll slide it up to the top of the racetrack, but here comes Clayton Hack. Will turn it down the back straightaway. Through the middle he goes, down to the bottom into turn number 3. Oh no, Hack drives it in deep. He loses the momentum and give Clifford Driscoll the race lead with 22 to run. Here goes Brandon Gibbs with a move there on Clayton Hack, and now Sean Pointer. He's going to make his name known at the front of the field, and the 20P right now. Sean Pointer is up to position number 2. Gibbs Just got up over the edge of the racetrack and let Hack get on by. Hack now coming back after Pointer around the outside. Gwaltney trying to go back down to the inside. Here comes Gwaltney now going to challenge for a top 3, challenge for a podium. Halfway home, 20 down, 20 to run. Here in tonight's main event, the Stars Motorsports UMP modified portion of the program. Gibbs, Gwaltney, Cox there as well. Brett Caudle in the 93 just to the right of your screen. So the fact that Gwaltney and Caudle have both driven from the back and they're finding themselves one inside the top 5, the other just outside, but going to challenge for a top 5 position. The class of these two guys right now, they are doing it nice and clean, moving through the field. The 51 of Clayton Hack going to slide up in front of Gwaltney. Gwaltney trying to turn it back underneath the guard. Chris Cox got into the back and Cox checked up. He backed out of the throttle. Nice classy move by Cox. Gwaltney, man, there's a lot going on right now for positions 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. 2 by 1 as they work down into turn number 3. 17 laps left to run. And Clifford Driscoll, he's only got about 3, 4, maybe 5 tenths of a second lead over Sean Pointer. Meanwhile, still battling, watching for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th position on the racetrack. Gwaltney just getting away from Caudle. The 51 entry of Cox. He got a no, sorry, that's Clayton Hack. The 515, that is Cox. Hack led for a good portion of this main event. He goes around the outside of Chris Cox. 15 laps left to run. Here comes Brandon Gibbs, closing in on Cox down into turn number 1 and 2. Keeping an eye on that gap and the distance between the race lead. Oh, look at Gibbs got into the left rear quarter panel of the 515 entry of Chris Cox. But again, they keep it going. And now here comes Jesse Ingram in the 777 machine to the outside on Brandon Gibbs. Everybody just starting to settle themselves out now. And settling out. Lap cars coming in to play right now. Michael Massey in car number 45. Clifford Driscoll in car 63. Your race leader, the 20p of Sean Pointer, starter position number 11. And he's up to position number 2 and coming after your race leader. So that is +9 for Sean Pointer with the lap car run on the bottom side of the racetrack. He's unable to make the move. 12 laps left to run in tonight's main event for the Stars Motorsports UMP Modified Series. And Driscoll, he's really been kept honest right now by Sean Pointer, but Pointer just got the right rear up over the edge of the racetrack. And he lost a little bit of a ground. Probably lost 2/10 of a second there to Clifford Driscoll in the 3D Racing car number 63 machine. There is your race leader on the exit of turn number 4. And past the start-finish line, 3/4 of the race distance, 30 down, and just 10 laps left to run. You were looking at half a second between Clifford Driscoll and Sean Pointer. As we try and pan back through this field, Wesley Gwaltney has made his way back to position number 3. That is Brian Wax in the B14. He's a lap car, so he's back in position number 13. Then you go back to Brett Caudle, the 93, who's now going to get around him. The 51 of Clayton Hack is in position 5. The 515 of Chris Cox in 6. There's Jesse Ingram and Brandon Gibbs. They battle side by side for positions number 7 and 8 here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Working with just 8 laps left to run in the main event. So a heat race distance is all that is separating Clifford Driscoll in car number 63 and 7/10 of a second. I'll make that 8/10 of a second of Sean Pointer for first and second. Big 2.2 second gap between second and third of Pointer and Gwaltney. And so far, everybody, once they have found a rhythm, once they decided, well, they're going to play a little bit nicer, there was still some chaotic moves being made, and there was some slide jobs, there was crossovers, there was 2-wide action, lots of 2-wide action we've seen right around the midway point of this main event. But what we have 5 laps left to run, and it is still 8/10 of a second lead for Clifford Driscoll in that 3D Racing car number 63, looking to back up a very successful week last week of what he had at the Knoxville Raceway. Over the edge of the racetrack once again goes Clifford Driscoll. It's down to 3/4 of a second, down to 7/10 as they go into turn number 1 and 2. Time running out for Sean Pointer. He needs to catch up to the back of the 63 of Driscoll very quickly. But then once he catches him, he's then got to make the move to try and get by. Although Driscoll, he drove away from Sean Pointer, and Pointer just getting the car's getting a little freer right in the middle of turns 3 and 4, and with 2 laps left to run 9/10 of a second lead. So Driscoll, as long as he doesn't go off the racetrack and doesn't go off onto that ledge, he should not be harmed and should not have any company in a challenge for the race lead. The white flag is out. 1 lap left to go here for Clifford Driscoll here at the Lucas Oil Speedway, working to turn number 1 and 2 for the final time. And down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. The Stars Motorsports UMP Modified main event winner is Clifford Driscoll. Sean Pointer going to come home second. Wesley Gwaltney will grab third. Then you go back to Brett Caudle in fourth. Clayton Hack will round out your top 5. Then you go back to Jesse Ingram to best out Donald Ingram, Brian Auto, Joey Reeder, Brandon Gibbs going to make up the top 10. Chris Cox, Michael Massey, and Brian Wax will make up the rest of the drivers for tonight's main event as we get set to take a look at your official results coming up on screen. And we will chat to your top 3 here in just a few moments' time. But there it is, official results. Clifford Driscoll gets the win from Sean Pointer, home in second. Wesley Gwaltney third. Brett Caudle in fourth. Clayton Hack going to make up the top 5. Jesse Ingram in 6th. Donald Ingram 7th. Brian Auto in 8th. Joey Reeder 9th. Brandon Gibbs going to round out your top 10. Chris Cox home in 11th. The last car on the lead lap with the 2 lap cars of Michael Massey in 12th. 1 lap down, along with Brian Wax 1 lap down in position number 13. So as we wait for the drivers, in fact, they are ready to go. And we will chat to your winner here tonight in car number 63, Clifford Driscoll. Congratulations, Clifford, on the win. And I'm going to say the first probably 10 laps, you had to be a little bit patient. But man, I tell you what, once you got to that race lead, it was pretty much all about just trying to keep that car nice and straight.
Yeah, no kidding there. First handful of laps, I was just trying to make sure we didn't knock the nose off of it or anything crazy. So it didn't turn out too bad. Once we got out front, I was able to kind of search around, find a line that worked with the car there. So I wasn't anticipating getting up there and having to go through all that mess, but I'll take it anyway and get it at this point.
Man, this racetrack is a whole lot different to what we've seen last week. Obviously, last week we're at Knoxville. Tonight we come to Lucas Oil. It's a lot shorter, a lot tighter. The inside tractor tyres is something to keep in mind as well. But yeah, this 63 just looked on point pretty much from the drop of the green flag.
Yeah, I took a little bit of a gear reference there from Brandon Gibbs, and it seems to work out pretty good. Tried my best to keep running up top. Every time I got down to the bottom, I just felt like it was too bogged down to make any time. So just tried to hit my marks and not send it off the top over there. So all in all, pretty good night.
Is it difficult for you to run up on the top side, considering that, yeah, it's almost like a Lernerville in a sense, but it's not a Lernerville in a sense, because if you get that right side off the edge of the racetrack, you lose that time, but you don't slide down the big banking. Does that come into your mind when you're trying to run around here?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great reference. I feel Lernerville builds a bit more of a cushion. There's a little more you can throw the car off into, and it'll kind of catch you. Here, it kind of feels like the cushion's almost dusty or crumbly, and they just kind of blow off. You don't really have anything to lean on. So I honestly, I think this one's a little bit more difficult for me anyway.
No, buddy. Look, well done on the win here tonight at Lucas Oil for the UMP modified portion of this doubleheader tonight. Clifford, before we let you go, of course, and celebrate a short celebration of this win here tonight. No doubt, a lot of sponsors, a lot of great people behind the scenes that make this possible for you in the 63 car to get around.
Absolutely. Most importantly, the guys over at 3D Racing. I mean, I got to turn a handful of laps just a little bit before this race and helped me out a ton. Got to thank House of Speed for all the setups and everything they do, and Westside Signs. And, I got to put a lot of hard work in for Scott Dobbs. He sits this race out so I can steal his sim, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, but well, yeah, you had a good run last week at Knoxville, and you're backing up once again here at Lucas Oil this week. I believe you're going to be switching out the seat so Scott can run in the Severs. Is that correct again?
Yeah, I think that's how we're going to do it. Maybe if he ends up on his lid or something, I'll be able to coax him out of it next week, but we'll see.
Yeah, buddy. Well done on the win, and hopefully we'll see you back next week.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
There we go. Clifford Driscoll, your winner here tonight from the Lucas Oil Speedway. Let's chat to the runner-up position of Sean Pointer. And Sean, congratulations on second place. Well, you didn't make this one easy for yourself. You had to find yourself starting position number 11, but +9, hard charger, but also a runner-up finish. You got to be happy with how the night finished.
Yeah, I tried to cross I think it was Gibbs over in the heat race and kind of chopped his nose. It kind of felt like he didn't give me a room, but then again, I also didn't give him any room either. So I mean, it was a good race. I mean, I was just trying to be patient, but I knew I had to go. So it is what it is.
I think with about 8 to go, you were right up on the back bumper of Clifford there. Once you guys were coming up to the lap car, you guys made sort of quick work of massing that 45. Did you think you had an opportunity to get by? But I guess sort of one little mistake in 3 and 4 sort of put that one to bed.
Yeah, the top side started to go away in 3 and 4. I was good in 1 and 2, but I started getting really tight in 3 and 4, so I'd start throttling up sooner than I was earlier. So I'd start pushing over the edge. Um, I don't know. I think I would have been close. I don't know if I would have beat him.
And for the people that don't drive these a whole lot, what's the key to being fast in these?
Throttle control and keeping the car straight. Honestly, you basically gotta drive these like a super.
No, simple as that. For the people that are watching and for the people that want to know how to get faster to UMP modified, drive it like a super. If they can't do that, well, practice. But Sean, congratulations on this runner-up finish. No doubt, a lot of people, a lot of sponsors that need to be thanked on this 20p car for your run here tonight.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Ancient World Gaming, Next Level Gaming, Exiled Esports, Bucked Up, Designed the Void, and FGR Excel, and Jesse Isidore for fixing the setups and making us go fast.
All right, there we go. Sean, point to home in second place. Home in third place tonight is Wesley Gwaltney. Wesley, congratulations on a third place finish here tonight. And well, I guess we could describe your race as a yo-yo. You're up the front, you go to the back, you come back to the front, time runs out. But third place salvage after an early part of being sent to the rear of the field. You must be happy with how sort of this one ended in regards to how it started.
Yeah, disappointed more than anything with what happened there at the beginning. And I know it was an aggressive move, and all was well. And when Clayton got into me, they had gotten together, so I had to do something because the track was so one lane up top. But and then I kind of got turned from there, and I was so far back. I was actually catching the top two once I got up to third, but I mean, when you're 2 seconds back and it's a one-lane racetrack, you're not going to catch that much. But I feel a little disappointed with the actual result compared to how good the car was, but I guess I can't complain for third compared to last week when I was up to second after driving back up the front and putting it in the fence.
When you said obviously the track was one lane all on the top side, how were you able to navigate your way through the field in coming from from the back up towards the front of the field?
Well, my car was set up for the top. That's why in the heat race, I mean, it was really good, and I think I was on definitely a lot higher gear than most people. So I mean, I was able to roll the top pretty good. Mean starts were really bad on me, but you just have to wait for mistakes. People to make little mistakes here or there, jump the cushion 3 and 4 because it got really treacherous there at the end. Like it was very fine line to run, and then you got to wait for people to get bunched up and throw sliders. I mean, there was a couple sliders in there that hacking out through, and that just it separated us from the field. Like the front two kind of got away at that point, but you just have to know when to throw it and hope you can cross them over and get a good enough run and hit your mark on exit to get it by them.
Obviously, barring the result, we talk setup wise. This car, were you comfortable with how the setup was, or could you go back and if you had your time over, would you and could you have made any other adjustments?
No, I was really happy with it. This is a setup I built, 2-3 years ago at this point, and I mean its win rate is insane. So the driver's luck and win rate's not very good, but the car was fantastic. I think if we were bunched up together there, I'd have been racing for the win. Don't know if I would have won. Clifford's pretty quick, and Sean's my teammate, and he's pretty quick. But car drove fantastic. It was. I think we got a little beat up there at the beginning, but other than that, it was top notch. Can't complain a bit about it. Driver's the one who got the problems.
Well, let's hopefully get that sorted out for the Supers. Wesley, congratulations on a podium finish here tonight at Lucas Oil. No doubt, a lot of people, a lot of great sponsors that need to be thanked before, that makes this run for you.
Oh, absolutely. Got to thank my boys over at XLD Sports. We had a couple of us racing tonight, Sean and Reader and I. We were running, and then got to give a big shout out to Ancient World Gaming. They're our biggest sponsor, Next Level Racing, Bucked Up. SimRap Market, Premier Racing Setups, All Out Sim Graphics. Got to thank them as well. Cody Connor gets me looking real good, and we appreciate FGR Excel as one of our sponsors as well. We appreciate everything that they do. Congrats to Clifford on the win, Sean for second, and we'll look to continue to improve next week wherever we end up. I don't know where we're actually racing at, but thank you for the broadcast. Thank you to Scott and them, and Rick, even though he wasn't here tonight, for putting this lead together. It's something fun to kind of run at not too stressful, not too high end, I guess I should say, in the sense of everybody racing for money or anything like that. It's just kind of for fun. So appreciate everything they do, appreciate what you do, and all of our sponsors, and on to the next one.
All right, well done on third place, and if we're back next week, I'm sure we'll see you back next week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There we go, Wesley Gwaltney, ladies and gentlemen, home in third place. We will shut the broadcast down, as that will wrap up the UMP modified portion of the program. Of course, we will then put the super late model broadcast up on the event, which will be up next, and again should be live in probably about 10 to 15 minutes time. We'll see how long until they actually roll it over into the qualifying session. They do have an extended practice just to allow in case of the UMP modified running over time just a little bit, but so far we are right on schedule. I dare say in about 15-20 minutes time is when we're going to be live once again here on Ultimate Dirt TV, live across the social media pages. If you haven't done so already, hit that like and follow button. Don't forget to check out Stars Motorsports, 3D Racing, Animal Racing, everybody involved in the Stars Motorsports UMP modified and super late model deal for putting on these events and allowing us here at Ultimate Dirt TV to broadcast, of course, last week at Knoxville and tonight at Lucas Oil. Still got super late models to come, but until then, on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV, I'm Brett Wheeler, signing off saying goodbye for now.